I'm John Ronchetti. I'm the Air Force veteran. I enlisted in October 1963, and I made it 4 years and got out in October 1967. When I got out of high school, my father gave me three choices: go to school, get a job, or go in the service. And I figured at that time, if I went to school or got a job, I was going to get drafted anyway, so Buddy and I decided to enlist in the Air Force. So we were in basic together, went to Lackland, as do all the Air Force enlistees. It was quite a culture shock from civilian life, having somebody in your face all the time telling you what a dumb butt you were. But they did teach us one thing that really stuck with me: responsibility. After 5 weeks of basic in San Antonio, I was transferred to Keesler Air Force Base in Biloxi, Mississippi, where I was trained in electronics on a radar data processor, which now would be considered a computer. Very archaic one, but still a computer. My next duty station was on a semi-remote site in Baudette, Minnesota, at the Baudette Air Force Station, right on the Canadian border in northern Minnesota. That was an interesting assignment. A little small town there, about 1,400 people, 3 miles from the site, and that was it for about 40 miles. After 15 months up there, then I was reassigned to the Winston-Salem Air Force Station here in outside of Winston-Salem, south off down Union Cross Road. Spent the remainder of my time in the Air Force at Winston-Salem. Had, again, a lot of people didn't even know we were out there. Met a lot of people around here, still have some friends here. And then I got out in October of '67, and because of my Air Force training, I had contacted Burroughs Corporation, the company that made the processor I worked on in the service, and they had the contract for the replacement of that equipment. So they hired me to do that, but because I took an extra week before I went into work, that slot was gone, so I ended up on a TWA reservation system, and I worked for Burroughs for about 1.5 years in electronics, and then in February of '77 I got an offer at Gilbarco in Greensboro from a guy that I had worked with in Philadelphia, and I came to Gilbarco, back to North Carolina. A lot of those gas pumps you use out there, I did the program in them. I did that for just short of 27 years, and I've been retired for 15 years now. But all of my livelihood has been a result of my electronics training in the Air Force, and it was probably one of the best decisions I ever made. Got me in the right frame of mind for what life was about. And I think as a veteran, I see things a little bit different than non-veterans. I have a friend who never served in the military. He was, went to college and all that. And he just can't understand the camaraderie between vets. It's just something you have to experience. It's great to get in with fellow vets. We've got them from World War II right up through, I guess, Afghanistan now, that will come to these coffees. I am past commander of the Kernersville American Legion post. I was commander for 8 or 9 years. Being a veteran, I like to be around veterans. Sometimes I like to thump people in the head who are or are not veterans, but we try to get along with everybody. Like it says on the back of my shirt, it says a veteran is someone who once took an oath to defend the Constitution of the United States from all enemies, foreign and domestic. And we signed a blank check for up to and including our life to defend our country. I've lost friends in the military. I've lost friends from the military for whatever reason. And if you haven't been in the military, you just can't understand. I mean, colleges have their fraternities and their sororities, but they're nothing like your military family. I'm John Ronchetti, and this is my story. Thank you.